So, oh, I'm out of the camera altogether. So, following the pattern of that ribbon, I'm colouring in the gingerbread man, and just give him some buttons here. There. One. Maybe just give him two. They don't have to be exactly like the one you're copying. So, got a bit of white in there. I'm going to leave that. So that's the first gingerbread man coloured in, and then you can maybe leave one out and colour the next one in, maybe in a sort of lighter biscuit colour like this. So make a variation of them, and if you felted the wool down, you can also use your multi-tool. It works a treat on these felting mats, so the needle sinks in it quite easily. And if you remember, if you don't remember, but we've made this felting mat from a jute bag, so like a little sack basically, and filled it all as much as we could with rice, and then sewn it up so that the rice can't spill out, and it is a perfect felting mat. It's actually very, very easy to use. The needle goes through it very lovely. You have to lift it off. If you get some residue of wool on there, just pick it off. It does happen with all felting mats. And move your work around. And if you have a multi-tool like the 5 needle clover tool, or the unbranded version, which is the pink one, then you can stab in there like that as well to fasten the whole process of needle felting up a little bit. And I'm going to just quickly have a read what everybody's saying, if anybody is saying anything. And remember, all of these videos, if you don't catch them on Facebook, or if you haven't got time to watch it, you can catch up on our YouTube channel. I upload these straight away onto the YouTube channel, and they will be available for any time, as the last year and the year before are available on our YouTube channel. I don't know how far back it goes, but I haven't always done the unpacking with our advent calendar. I've done it over the last, definitely this is the 3rd year. I might have done it even before, I can't remember. So let's fill that gingerbread man in, and I want to show you what I'm going to do with the back of the gingerbread man. So lift this off regularly, keep coloring it in, and if you're making a bookmark, you will not want it to be terribly long, so maybe you can color one in, leave one off, color another one in, and that's the length of the bookmark. If you're making a hanging decoration, you can of course use the whole length of the ribbon. Maybe you do it as a hanging decoration where you can pin your Christmas cards up. That's quite nice next to the mantelpiece or on a plain part of your wall. I don't know, you tell me what else you might want to do with a ribbon, other than use it as a ribbon, which of course you can also do, especially maybe a cake ribbon, or maybe you were doing it as a parcel ribbon. All of that will work and look absolutely amazing. I do like those old-fashioned ribbons, and you can also tie it into a bow. It has got a wire edge, so it will stay in shape as well. Nearly done here. Just felt that down a little bit more, and then I'm going to use my 5 needle tool just to smooth it down a little bit faster. There. And it's very furry and hairy on the other side. And then all you need to do is add some decorations on it. I mean, to be honest, you don't have to go with white sugar icing. You can also put another color on there. But the main thing is that you're putting the eyes in, so you need tiny wisps of. Oh, let's use that. Let's use this color and see how that looks for eyes. So you can see that you can completely vary it. It's entirely up to you how you want to decorate it. And I know that a traditional gingerbread man would have sort of white icing, but maybe use pink with it. Yeah. And then a little, I always like putting a little red mouth tiny small features. It's always better than over egging the features. It always looks much more I don't know, it just looks nicer when it's not so when you haven't gone crazy. I'm actually going to put some black eye pupils in there because the eyes look a little bit freaky. There, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to use some, oh, this is fastened on a lot. Pull this off. I'm going to use some, it's not quite pink, but it's sort of a lighter color icing on him, even though he's already pale. Let's pop that down. And so on and so forth. So you get the gist. I do want to finish this gingerbread man, but while I'm doing this, I'm also going to have a quick check-in at people watching and maybe making along even. So let's have a look. Emily says, oh no, we've had Emily. Emily had said hello to everyone. Diane says hi all. Nice to have you here, Diane. Leah says my calendar came today. It's lovely. Oh, nice you like it, Leah. Maria says missed you over the past couple of days. I've been looking forward to today all weekend. Oh, bless you. Oh gosh, honestly, when you say that, I wish I had done it now. But I genuinely needed some downtime. After these back-to-back shows, it's been absolutely tiring. And in the evenings, when I sit down and think that the day is finished, I'm actually sitting and packing because you are keeping us very busy, and I'm very, very happy about this. But tonight I'm going to pack some sheep swatches whilst I'm just chilling and probably watching some completely brain-numbing binge watchable TV series. I never even know. Sometimes I watch it and I have to watch it all over again because I actually have no idea what I've just watched. It's completely gone over my head. It's just really to switch my brain off. And I've also got some wool. I want to knit a hat for Tomke. She's asked for a hat for Christmas, so she chose the wool. I'm going to knit her one. Often people say, oh, you've left this late, but I promise you I can do a hat in one sitting in the evening. I am a super fast knitter, a super fast felter and a super fast knitter. Right, so I'm going to leave that gingerbread man like that. I really quite like the lighter color and the darker color. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the ribbon here now, because that's the length of the bookmark there. Still got a lot of ribbon left. And then what I have got is I've got a piece of felt here. Now you might know, but forever and a day we've been sending you in lucky dips pieces of felt. You never know when they will come in handy. So I am going to use this to sew a backing onto the ribbon to make a really nice, neat bookmark. And so all I need to do is just bend that bit of fabric in exactly as I've done it at the front. And because there's a wire in the edge, it's staying nicely in place. All of your ribbons have got a wire edge, and I think I might have to just very gently trim off a slight ½ centimeter of the whole width of that piece of felt I've got here. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a blanket stitch, and I'm going to use probably red embroidery thread, which I'm going to grab now. And so a little bit of felt is always great for backing because it doesn't fray. Now it will cover up these fluffy backs of the gingerbread men. And of course, once the backing is on, you can't really needle felt anymore into it because it will come through to the felt. So don't do that. Just grabbing some red embroidery thread. I don't think I'm even going to use the whole thickness, probably split it because it is quite thick. And I am looking for a sewing needle. There we go, got one. So just get this. Oh, you wouldn't believe how much I love these advent calendars for me to think on my feet and be creative. because whilst I've got ideas what you can make with it, when I actually put the items, when I choose them and we put them in the advent calendar, it's the days before when I know that I'm going to show you what to make, that I've got to put it into action, and I absolutely love it. I've had such a good idea with day number 6 as well. You'll be so pleased with that. Can't wait to show you. That's coming up next. So, oh dear, maybe I should have a bigger needle. Okay, this is not going in there. Sorry, trying again. Ah, I've got it. Right, I'm going to keep that a single thread and then hide my tail inside. I can pop a little knot on there just to stop it from slipping through. Like that. And then, so just to remind you what a blanket stitch is, you stitch over your side, and then you also pull the thread through again. If you need to pin this, do so. So you go in and over. So sorry, when I say over, I don't mean over. You go, I don't know what I mean actually. I'm not making much sense. So this loop here, when you go in, then you're gonna put your needle through again so that you have the thread running along the edge. So in a way you do go over, but you go in it first, and then you, so this is the over bit where you actually go under, but if you turn it round you went over. I am not an embroiderer, nor in any form, in any way or form, somebody who is very good at stitching. So take everything with a pinch of salt when I talk about embroidering or stitching. But I do know my blanket stitch, and I know a few other stitches. If you want to have a good laugh, have a look at the Nutcracker video where I've been trying to attempt doing French knots, and I am notoriously bad at French knots. Now you can obviously also make this whole blanket stitch a lot neater. I'm doing quite large stitches, so if you have lots of time, do that. And so you can see that looks actually quite nice on this side, corresponding with what is almost like an imitation of a blanket stitch there. And I won't do it all the way, but when you get I might have to shorten this a little bit more, but when it's all done, I think this is a really nice gift. Look, this is going to be a bookmarker, and you've got a needle felted version, a non-needle felted version, a needle felted version, and of course you can needle felt all of them because it will look absolutely stunning. So try this with any of the other ribbons. If you haven't got this particular one, it does work with the other ribbons as well, or maybe do it as a, I don't know, what else can you do? A little hanging decoration to pin your cards on. I just show you, look, isn't that lovely? And it's nice and neat once the back is stitched on. You've got a nice and neat backing there as well without the fluffy bits showing. And then you can pop that into your book and have maybe the first gingerbread man poking out. Yeah, so anyway, that's my idea for you to make a nice bookmark, or just hang the ribbon up and pin your cards to it. Talking about cards, look how lucky have we been. I'm actually going to read this card because it's so lovely. So this is from Ursula. She says, "Dear Steffi and the team at The Makers, thank you for your hard work keeping up with so many projects. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, with love from Ursula Curtis." Thank you so much, Ursula. Really, really love this beautiful card with I recognize some wools on there, and I love the sparkling Christmas tree. And we got another one. This one is an embroidered one, really, really sweet. And this one is from Lindsay, and she says, "I'm afraid I don't buy much from you due to time and space. I do love getting the emails though. I hope the year ahead is easier for you all. Have a lovely Christmas." Well, at some point it will have to get easier. You know, any of you who are in the retail sector, any of you who are working maybe in manufacturing, production, or maybe even in the office, office jobs, you will know how the unfavorable the government has treated small businesses. And if we could, I would still have 3 extra people working here, but I can't. If I want to be in business, I can't. So of course we had, and everybody is the same. I just got a letter from one of our suppliers, and they're saying we've had to cut staff, we're working smarter, but it's going to take longer, and we're putting our prices up. Yay! That's what you want to hear. So it is across the board, and but we'll get through this because we've got through it before, and then we're on a high, and then at some point we're on a low again, and that's just how life is. And if we didn't have the low, we wouldn't know what the highs feel like. That's what I always say. So Laura has joined us. Hi. Kate says, so glad this was announced. Love to watch. Excellent. And Carol is there. Hi, Steffi and all. Claudia says, hi Steffi and everyone, what number is this bag? This is in number 5, Claudia. We're doing number 5, and then we're doing number 6, and then number 7. So you haven't missed anything yet. But what we haven't talked about yet is what it was in day 5 in the hamper, and it was a pretty fairy. So the kit is to make a pretty fairy, and I've got a couple here, but I'll show you at least one. Ooh. So it could be something like that. Just a really cute little fairy. What's special is she has this beautiful loopy lock hair, and the wool in your kit might be slightly different because we don't do this wool anymore. It could be, it could be anything like this. You can make her with a face or without a face, and any colorway. And they look really lovely in numbers, but they also look really nice on their own. So you get to make one from your kit in the luxury hamper, and you can have them hanging, or you can tuck their clothes in underneath like this, and then they can also be standing. So this is the Pretty Fairy project. Now I think last time I saw you, I was talking about the day 4, what you could make from day 4, and I hadn't got the project out, but I'll show you now, because you can make the daisy chain. Now this is completely needle felted bar the ribbon, which is what you also get in your kit. So this is the luxury hamper. This is not the advent calendar. This is the felted Christmas luxury hamper, where you can make yourself some daisy chains, which I think they're really delightful. And this is venturing out using water-soluble paper and wool, and getting your daisy chain then fastened onto this leaf ribbon, which comes in the kit with the wool and so on, and the instructions, of course. The hamper has got full instructions on every day. Now that was number 4. Number 5 was the Pretty Fairy, and I'm now quickly switching to number 6. So stay tuned, and I'll just be changing the sign over so that we have a beginning of that. So just wait a second.